You get free doing something different. And that's one of the things people don't understand. They think, I'll just get into a passive income deal or, something to get free, and I'm going to work like I've always worked, or like I see how to work. And that's where it's so important. If you're going to get into something that, because this channel is all about freedom, right? It's the freedom challenge.
Mhm.
So it's a challenge because it's not like everything else, and that's one of the things that snags people up. You get paid differently, you operate a little bit differently, and so you've got to learn. You have to be wanting to drop into this, understanding that you wanting to learn new stuff. I want to learn new stuff because I want to get free. So that's why it's important to work with somebody who has firsthand experience, knowing exactly how to do what it is you want to do, and will take you under their wing and do it. So hopefully they have a vested interest in your
Mhm.
success. If they don't have a vested interest in your success, they're not going to care whether you're successful or not. I mean, they're going to care because they hope you have a good life,
Right.
but they're really going to care. They're going to like lose sleep over. They're going to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and
Right.
go, okay, how can I help Ian do this a little bit better tomorrow? That's what you want. You want to hook up with that. If that person is really good at what they do, and their brain, they've already been successful, so they've already figured things out. Now they're figuring you out and helping you figure you out. That's a huge deal.
Mhm.
That will cut your time down by a great deal. So anyway, back
Big time.
to, so it was really what kind of passive income do you really want? That's first of all. Don't just jump into one because it sounds like passive. Oh, that's a jingle word. I want that. Well, what kind? It's not repeat business. It's passive
Yeah.
income. One customer that you continue to make all this money off of without them having to come back and buy more bananas from you. So make sure you understand what kind of, because repeat business is not passive. It's a totally different thing. It's not at all passive. You don't have to find new sales, but you're never going to get further than the number of customers that you can maintain. So make sure you get into the right passive income and the things that utilities, software as a service. We do credit card processing. I mean, those are kind of the ones. And then make sure you hook up with somebody that has successful experience doing this.
Mhm.
And there's a method that you go, I see this. This makes sense. And that person that you're hooking up with and working with has a vested interest in your success.
Yeah,
Does that, does that, uh-huh.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's
sorry, Chuck.
right on. No, I'd spot on. And I always say, don't approach passive income passively.
Yeah.
When you get into passive income, you go after it like, because it's a sprint. It's you don't have to do it for 50 years or 45 years. You go after it and go, look, I need to do this in 4 or 5, or hey, I'm going, I want 8 years of career and I'm done, or done. I'm done to the point where all I got to do is maintain. That's
Hmm.
why, like, I equate it to when you're out of shape, it's really hard to get into shape. When you're in shape, it's a lot easier to maintain, right? That's just how
Yeah.
it goes. It's easier to maintain. Same thing with passive income if you do it right.
My analogy is a house. I think, okay, it's like if once I build this house, I don't have to build it anymore. I just
Right.
live in it. So passive income, like getting up to here, is like building my house.
Hmm.
Now I just live in it. I don't have to build it anymore. I
Oh,
can build more houses if I want. I can I can add on to the house, but I don't have to build it anymore. And so I think of it as a project. Most people think of work as a career. Oh, here's what I'm going to do. And then what they do is they get into this, like everything that they see out in the world is you get into this and you do this forever until you can't do it anymore, or you die or retire, whatever the case is. And that's what you do. That's what work is. And I think, that's what work is for some people. But if you choose to take on the freedom challenge, you look at work as more of like, okay, how do I build my house so that how quickly can I build this? How quickly can I get free? It's a project. All I'm doing is a project. It's a
right.
project. It's not a career. It's a project, because then I'm going to do a bunch of other things too. I'm going to use that excess passive income to build another project, which is maybe real estate or a portfolio or a travel portfolio. All these things. I just want to get in. I just want to get free first. I mean, it's just a project. Let's go lickety
Yeah.
split. And so when we go about it that way, it's not like the job, like the average job where you go, got to go to work again, and I'm going to get there as late as possible. I'm going to do as little as possible. I'm going to get out of there as early as possible and go have some drinks to try to drown my misery and escape this horrible deal. And you never get anywhere. You want to get free, but that's not the stuff that gets free. But when we shift and we go, man, let's and there's some things you're gonna have to figure out. If you've never built a house before,
Gotta figure it out.
there's some things and there's some workarounds. But you can do it. Most any knucklehead can build a house. And really, the way we talk about doing this with the method that we do it, one of the things that we say is, look, the only way it doesn't work is if you don't do it. If you want to build your own house, you can figure that stuff out. You can do this. You can find the workarounds. If you've never even picked up a hammer before, you can do it. There's a lot to learn. If you want to get free, and if you've never even been in this ballpark before, there's a bit to learn, but you
Right.
can do it. Does that answer that? That was a lot of answer for a question, but that's kind of how we operate.
A lot to unravel in that one. All right, let's.
Well, hopefully not. We should give you make sure that you understand what kind of passive income
Mhm.
make sure that, let's okay, so let's make it so it's not a lot to unravel. The
Right.
first thing you need to do is understand the kind of life that you want. You really have to define that, like even draw a picture of it. And, I've got the kids, the house, the car, and here's what, and the things that we're doing. There's vacations, and
Mm.
how much does that cost every month? Okay, it costs $10,000 a month to live that lifestyle. Okay, now I know how much money I need to make. I go, okay, there's time involved in these things. Like I want to go to kids' stuff. I want to travel. I want to do these things. I want to have downtime to go to the museum and all these things that I want to do. Chuck wants to go to the marionette and puppet show, and whatever he wants to do during Christmas time. And
Annual thing.
so he needs time. He needs time to do that. So you need to work in a way that gives you the time to do these things. So, otherwise, because that helps you experience the essence of freedom starting right away. So you don't. Most people go, oh, someday I'll be free. Nah, you probably won't. But if you start go, all right, what are the little things that I can do to get the feeling of freedom, like right now? How can I do this a little bit differently to get the essence, the feeling of these things that I want to experience, and not just someday, but I want to start feeling them now. So that's how you start. So as you said, a lot to unravel. Well, the first thing to unravel is nothing about passive income. It's
Right.
the lifestyle that you want to live that most people will spend more time designing their room layout than they will designing a lifestyle. And so take some real, okay, here's what I want to accomplish. Even if you can't think forever, it's like, okay, but as far as you can think, draw that out like a blueprint. And then, all right, what kind of work gives me, will help me build that money and give me the time? So it's important that those two, where those overlay, that's what you want to do. Where they don't overlay, absolutely do not do that stuff. Only do where it overlays, gives me the money and gives me the time. So that's where you start with that idea, and then you go, okay. And if you want to do passive income, you go, okay, well, which passive income fits that, and it fits something that I'm interested in. Makes me think, like let's say credit card processing, for example, is somewhat interesting to me because I get to work with entrepreneurs, and I like that part of it. Other stuff regarding credit card processing, I could care less about. I really don't care. It's not interesting to me. Some of the stuff I don't like everything A to Z. But the credit card processing industry, I like some of the aspects of it, and it's enough of the aspects of it that I go, yeah, this is something. There's a little bit of technical stuff to it. I get to work with people who I think are interesting and that they want to achieve more. And I like talking opportunity. I like talking achievement, and I like helping people do that. So that's something that I can do throughout my day. That's I like. So for me, it's a good fit. If I was selling utilities, yeah, I don't know. I've never done that. Would that be if I was selling software, depending on what the software did, if it was accounting software, I probably would hang myself from the rafters, and it
Right.
would never work. So it's important to understand, that what is it? Are you going to enjoy your day? And then who are you working with? So it's important to work with the right people, doing the right thing, that it's the work that funds and supports the lifestyle that you want to live.